It's finally here, Tab Everest Day. Good morning and lovely to have your company for this big edition of today's tips. We'll have the panel's tips come out soon with the selections on the 10 race big card there out at Royal Randwick today. We've obviously got the $5 King Charles to come later on in race 9, the $2 million Kosciuszko. So there's plenty of appetite for today, plenty of bets we can have. But let's actually go out and have a look at Randwick today. And I was out there this morning and the track looks in fantastic condition. The weather's fine. There is a little bit of clouds about, maybe a shower throughout the day, but not much really to speak of. The rail's in the true, soft 5, but I do suspect we will get to that good 4 track. So the track itself, I think, is going to play really fair. Great edition of today's card. I think maybe slightly off the fence, but that's really just if you're looking back in history. But I think it's going to play great. But let's get stuck into it. Race 1, which is the staying event, which is quite an over market here. So Allegron is your $3.70 favourite. Now, Etna Rossa has been a big firm, not just today, all the way throughout betting. So went up $6, now into $3.80. Waltham's also been another one that they've spec'd 8 into 6. Athabaskan, do they ride him a little bit quieter today? $6.50. Trust in You. Now, this has been very, very soft. So $4.60 on Wednesday, now out to $9.50. Stockman 10, Wycliffe 11, and Military Mission $13. So Allegron, though, does hold the core, who was unlucky in that Metropolitan last start, which is a replay we'll get to soon. But introducing the tipsters today, Ron Dufficy, Brad Gray, Chris Roots, and myself down the bottom there. So Ron Dufficy is going to kick off the program with Allegron to beat the 8 Waltham, who also does give a bit of a chance to. Brad's going to be with Allegron to beat the 5 Trust in You. Chris Roots, the 5 Trust in You to beat Military Mission. And myself, I thought Trust in You is a very big price. I thought it was just as good as a run as anything in the Metropolitan. Allegron was obviously the unlucky runner, and that is the replay we will have a look at. The Metropolitan, the Group 1, has to be the right form, and we've got a few of these runners coming out, but the ones probably to note are Etna Rossa, Trust in You, and of course Allegron was very unlucky.
Jones sets it alight on the outside of Zardozi as they straighten up now. Serpentine looks all out, and Land Legend sustains that run coming up the rise and burst to the front with Zardozi the pursuer on the inside. It's Land Legend and Zardozi, the 2 protagonists in the Metropolitan. Land Legend and Zardozi, they knuckle out a great finish. Zardozi on the inside of Land Legend. Land Legend, Zardozi, nothing in this. Stride for stride, they hit the line. It's a bob of the heads. Dead centre, swing of the heads there.
Yeah, so take your pick there. That does look the right form line. Who do you think was the best run there, punters? So Brad, though, does think Allegron was. He's got that runner on top with the 5 Trust in You. So he's going to take the Quinella there. 2-5 Allegron Trust in You as his second pick there. So box them up to start the day. The race 2 will be the Big Dance Wildcard, which obviously leads into the Big Dance on the first Tuesday of November, which is shaping up to be a great race this year. And Ducasse has been another one of these runners throughout betting that's firmed right up. So $3.70 though this morning, now you're $3.80. So just out one roll there. Cholton Lane, it'll really like this sun out this morning and the drying track, $6. Can it get out to the 1,600 metres? Too Much Caviar, $6, coming off an honest enough effort there last start in the Bathurst Cup. So back in distance will suit it. High Dandy, I thought last start was full of merit in that Dubbo Cup. Berkshire's Shadow, $7, has to be the class runner. Vivier, $7. Thunder Lips looks to get a lovely smother on the map, $10. And I've been trying $12. But Ducasse is your $3.80 favourite. And it has been one of these runners that kept firming, but was that anticipation for the wet weather, or is it starting to get back out to its right price? Time will tell. But Ron Dufficy is with the 1, so is Brad. So they're with Berkshire's Shadow on top at that $7 quote. Looking for the class runner here to beat Ducasse for Ron. Brad's got Too Much Caviar in for second pick. Chris has got Ducasse as one of his value bets on the day. He probably obviously took that early price to beat the 2 Cholton Lane. I just thought High Dandy in that Dubbo Cup went out at a very fast pace, attacked no peace throughout, and just kept finding under pressure. I think he finds the front. He might take a bit of running down, and Too Much Caviar does go in for second pick. But when you talk about class, this is Berkshire's Shadow. Started solid enough in the market. He's coming through a Group 1 Epsom handicap. Has to be good form for a Big Dance wildcard.
Major Bill comes up the rise in front from Royal Patronage, Kintyre, then Arctic Glamour. Further back to my Oberon, Kovalekas looking for a gap. Got shut out there. Racing to a narrow lead as Royal Patronage. Now the favourites coming. Cheo Wolf right down the outside. Tom Kitten tries to go with him, but Cheo Wolf with the wind in his sails draws away for a big one in the Epsom, beating Tom Kitten. Photo third.
Yeah, so he plugged away okay. He had to carry the top weight today, but the box trifecta for Brad Gray here. So the 198, Berkshire Shadow, the 9, Too Much Caviar, and High Dandy, who I said will be up on top of the speed, 1, 9 and 8. Moving to race 3 will be the Reginald Allen Quality for the 3-year-old fillies, and there is a few improving types here. And Dominetta, who was very strong there first up at Warwick Farm, running fast time. Your 5 to 2, $3.50 favourite. Island Deck, it's been a good move in the betting here, so I'll just get the fluck up here. They went up 8. $6 today, now $5.50. So it's your market mover at this early stage. Jellylicious, race shape against their first up at Canterbury after being heavily backed, $8.50. Wings of Desire, $9, coming back up from Melbourne. Alalina, $9.50. Silver Wedding, so this has been another one that they've chipped at, just at a bit of a price. So 15 now into $9.50. A little bit of a sneaky go for that runner. Kanara, $13, and Diddle Dumpling, $14. So there'll be 2 running horses down the bottom there. But Dominetta, $3.50. It's been really moving around as well. They got out to $5.50 at one stage. And Brad Gray, I know, listening to this morning, was quite keen on this runner, and he does make it his best bet. But I'll go to Ron first, who does make Jellylicious his value bet on the program to beat the 2 Dominetta. So Brad's with Dominetta, as I said, the 6 Titanium Miss, who is another runner who will push forward from that interesting gate. Chris is thinking Island Deck can come to town, and it's been well backed, as I said before, to beat the 2 Dominetta. Now, I've had a bit of a love story with Kanara, and I just have to stick with this runner. I think third up, coming back to Randwick's a big plus for that runner, and the 9 Diddle Dumping as well be running on very strongly. So 12 and 9 for me. But going to the latest trial was Dominetta and Good Sort. This was back at Randwick on October 8. Just that nice tick over work that you wanted to see.
Tazaral. Down the running they come, and Rocketing By moving up on the outside of Dominetta. 250 to go, there's little between them. Dominetta the inside, Rocketing By the outside, clear of Pisanello. And these 2 up front will fight this out. Dominetta the inside, kicking strongly. Dominetta is about a head in front of Rocketing By, having another go. But Dominetta just held on and beat Rocketing By. Pisanello, good later.
Yeah, nice piece of work there by Dominetta. So that will keep her up to the mark for today. So Brady's going to play the exacta. So a bit of value here with the 6 Titanium Miss. So you need the 2 Dominetta to win and the 6 Titanium Miss to run second. So 2 to beat the 6 there for Brad Gray. Moving on to the next race is the Ank Stakes, and Hinged will be your favourite. Is one of the best weighted runners, or is the best weighted runner across the program. Can she break through? It's been a long, long time, but here she is, 7 to 4, $2.80 favourite. The market fancies as well, so she's holding solid there. But you do get the suspicion she might just get out a roll or two since that 9 a.m. Really clicked over, so they haven't wanted to take the 280, so she might just get a little bit out throughout the day. Lekvardi's just been blowing ever since they went up, $7.50. Zlotys, $8, the Melbourne visitor. Unique Ambition, midway grade. Great win there last start, showed an acceleration. Quick Star, it's the sneaky one, 15 into $9.50. Peter Moody gave this horse a bit of a rap on radio this morning, so some punters wanted to take that $10. Osbred Flirt, $11 down in grade. Watch My Girl, $11. And Chica Mojito, SP'd favourite there last start in a weaker grade race, but $12. But top of the market is that runner that I spoke about. But having a look at the boys' tips, in Hinged is best bet for Ron Duffy. She goes on top for him as his best bet on the whole program for Tab Epsom Day to beat the 4 Quick Star. Brad thought Sounds of Heaven at a good price. I'll just quickly see what it is now. So $15 if you want to follow Brad in there for Sounds of Heaven to beat the 5 Hinged. Chris is with Hinged to beat Zlotys. And I thought Quick Star was the other one that just had a bit of odds. So I just wanted to look away from the favourite. I do respect the favourite, but Quick Star, it was a great turn of foot in its replay, which we're about to show. So race shape against, and really wanted to hit the line. Quick Star this day. Probably just peaked on its run, so second up, ready to improve, up in trip.
Cuddled in front by a length, clicked up now from Poifect, and then came Anahita on the outside, who's joining in and makes a line of 3, and then came Quickster, who comes on still with a bit to do. Poifect 150 to go, Anahita's chipping away, Poifect a neck, Anahita's not giving up, Poifect just in front, Anahita dives, I think Poifect a nose to Anahita.
Yeah, just that told me it was ready to improve. So box trifecta for myself here. So I'm going to put 5 runners in here, so with a bit of value around the favourite. So the 4 Quick Start, 5 Hinged, 1 Lek Vart, 6 Osbred Flirt, and the 3 Sounds of Heaven. So hopefully we can get a 4, 6 or 3 to finish in that top 3, and we might just be able to get a bit of a dividend. 4, 5, 1, 6 and 3, the box trifecta there for myself in race 4. Moving on to the $2 million Kosciuszko for the country trained horses. And can he make it 3 wins in a row, 3 years in a row, I should say. Front page, he actually carries the exact same weight as he has carried the past 2 years to win. $2.60 favourite. Far Too Easy has definitely been the firm. $8 on Wednesday, now $4. So it's halved its quote there. Boom Talk, $8.50. The drying track's only a plus for it. Tribeca Star, $11. Gallant Star, it's been your other one that they've wanted to back. So they went up 26, now 11. Bandy's Boy, $18. Compelling Truth, one of your on-speed runners, $18. And At Wits End, $23. But front page, punters at the moment are saying he can make it 3 in a row, although it has been a little bit easy. So maybe we'll push that $3 mark. But a lot of the guys are agreeing. So Ron's going to go, though, with Far Too Easy from that inside gate to beat front page. Brad's with front page to beat Far Too Easy. Chris Roots is his next best on the program. He's with Boom Talk. He was quite keen on this runner, talking to him yesterday on radio. And the 3 front page, I thought the front page was one of the best bets on the program. James McDonald, great closing splits in its latest trial. I think he can make it 3 in a row. And the 2 Far Too Easy in there for second pick. But the replay we will have a look at, big drop in grade. The Group 2 Theo Mark Stakes was Boom Talk. And as I just kept alluding back to, is the drying track is a massive plus for this horse.
Being eyeballed by bases loaded into the straighter, 2 away to Diamond Diesel, Coastwatch locked up, then came Redina, and Incap starting to run on well on the outside, 3 further back to Celestial Legend. Bases loaded takes the lead now at the 200 metres. Incap is closing in fast on the outside, then Boom Talk, bases loaded and Incap with the revs build up wide out. Incap takes the lead and wins the Theo Marks. NCAP by neck on the line to bases loaded.
Yeah, we've seen NCAP run so well in subsequent races, so that's great form. Boom Talk for the country trained $2 million Kosciuszko. And Chris Roots, straight on the win, the 5. Boom Talk for Chris Roots. He's going to just take that runner and he's very, very keen. The next race I really like is one of the better races on the program, I thought. Capacity Field, Sydney Stakes. Really the entree to the Everest, which will be race 6. So Southport Tycoon has been really well back. So $4.60 now into $3.80. Overpass, though, has held its mark all the way through $5. Marzu, slightly soft, 6 out to $7.50. Think about it. They say they're going to push forward today, so $9, real intent has to be noted there. So $9, getting out to a big price for last year's Everest winner. Arkansas Kid, $10. King of Sparta has to come from a very wide gate, $11. Climbing Star. Well, you line it in Southport Tycoon up from that Moonee Valley run. Maybe it's getting up to too big of a price. And Airman, $15. But Southport Tycoon, really, really well backed all throughout betting, especially coming off that great last start winning when beating Growing Empire, who we'll get to soon. But Ron Duffy is sticking with Think About It, your 2023 Everest champion, to beat the 3 Southport Tycoon. Brad is with Southport Tycoon to beat Overpass. Chris is also with the 3 Southport Tycoon to beat Think About It. Really keen Southport Tycoon. His final 200 metres was quicker than his 4 to the 2 the other night. If he gets through, smothered away, blinkers on, I think he's going to be hard to hold down. I think the $3.80 is still a good bet to beat the 1 Overpass for myself. But let's have a look at the Premier. Whereas Airman, he got up the fence, beat Marzu, and Think About It. It was just a dead set forgive run this day.
From the stablemate Marzu into the straight. Giga Kick is about to peel out. Then Bandy's Boy Airman up the fence. Bella Nipotina riding for luck. Think About It still last. Cold Crusher Marzu. Airman up the inside. Will this be a result for bookies? Airman went up the inside. Now Marzu starting to launch. Bella Nipotina late. Through the centre. Cold Crusher keeps coming. It's Airman and Marzu. Bella very late. Airman the inside. Marzu. I think Airman a nose to Marzu.
Yeah, it was a result for bookies there, Airman holding on. But Ron Duffy, the 2, think about it. Each way all day, you're getting a great price about a very classy horse, and he will push forward from that wide gate. On the other side of this, we're going to come back for race 7, the Tab Everest, and all the other feature races throughout the day. Let's get stuck straight into the Tab Everest, the $20 million race, grand final day for all these horses, and what an open, wide open market this is. I Wish I Win. So we've been betting on this for over a year, but final field, I Wish I Win, went out $6. I'll take 30 seconds extra here for the big race. $6 into $5.50. Jolly Star, solid all the way through, $6. Traffic Warden, been a bit of a yo-yo, got out to $8.50, now back to $8, now $7.50. Bella Nipotina, $8 all the way through. Interesting, I thought Growing Empire would be one of the firmers, but it's $7 out to $8.50. Sunshine in Paris, bit of money with this runner, talking to Tim Ryan yesterday, $10, $8.50, $9.50, so slightly soft since 9 a.m, $10. Giga Kick, $12. IME, so 17, 13, 12, now back out to 13, so 12 I should say, but Tim Ryan saying yesterday this is actually the biggest liability for the Tab at this stage, IME, but going back to the top of the board, I Wish I Win, your $5.50 favourite, and I didn't mention horses like Stormboy as well, around that mark as well, which we can get to a little bit later on the previous shows. But Ron Duffy is with the 9, Growing Empire to beat the 8, Jolly Star. Brad Gray is with Traffic Warden and the 9, Growing Empire. Chris Roots, Jolly Star is his best bet on the program to beat the 10, Traffic Warden. I'm with Traffic Warden. I thought that I'm with the 3 odds and the 9, Growing Empire. I think they're the 2 profile horses I'm looking for. Maybe a changing of the guard. But let's have a look at the Manicato Stakes with Growing Empire. Well, I thought run was full of merit, always face breeze, good margin of 3rd. I Wish I Win, fastest 400 to 200 of the race. Probably just peaked late, but ready to do something now, 3rd up.
A length and a half, Cabalis recommendation behind those Hayasugi Coleman. Into the straight, it's Estriella at the 200 metres. Growing Empire won't go away, followed by recommendation. Growing Empire took the front. 100 metres to go from Estriella, then Southport Tycoon. Growing Empire is in front, holding on. Southport Tycoon lunch, but missed, I reckon.
Yeah, that was a big effort there by Growing Empire. Still don't know how he got beat, but Ron Duffy is with the 3-year-old. Growing Empire, each way all day there for Ron. So he's happy to back that runner in the big race, the Tab Everest, the 9, Growing Empire for Ron Duffy. Moving on to the next race will be the Silver Eagle, and another open market, but we have seen a big firm in a striker there. So it went up $9 on Wednesday. Now your $4.20 favourite. Kamachi bringing that Group 1 Manicato form that we just saw, $5. V8, it's clearly a class runner. Does it have much luck from the wide gate, $7? Just put a forgive there last start. Had a few vet issues as well. War Machine and Stretton Angel, your 2 Victorian visitors, both $9 on that line. Moravia, $11. Port Lockroy, no luck there last start, $11, and Bases Loaded, $13. But wow, it's been a good move for a striker, $9 into $4.20, that last start winner. Wide gate, punters saying that doesn't matter. Ron's with Port Lockroy. He thinks he can overcome that last start where he had no luck to beat the 11, Kamachi. V8 for Brad. He's back in the class there to beat Kamachi. Chris is with Kamachi to beat Moravia. And I thought Kamachi had to go on top to beat a striker, and the race we will have a look at is the Manicato, but Kamachi's the widest runner, always out on a limb. Just watch it, unbalanced on the turn, but wanted to really hit the line that last 200 metres, and as I said, V8 just put a line through this run.
Growing Empire took the front, 100 metres to go from Estriella, then Southport Tycoon. Growing Empire is in front, holding on. Southport Tycoon lunch, but missed, I reckon. Growing Empire, I'd say.
Yeah, I liked how she really hit the line there, Kamachi late. So Chris Roots, though, is going Kamachi on top for him. He's just going to go back that runner, thinks it's over the odds, and talking to him yesterday, he really did think that. Moving to the $5 million King Charles Stakes. Now, this is going to be a spectacle. If you thought the Everest was going to be a big race, how many lengths, punters, does Pride of Jenny lead on the turn? So she is your 5 to 4, $2.20 favourite. She's been well backed all throughout betting until this morning. Now she's been $2 out to $2.20, so out those 2 rolls. Whereas Fangirl, it's been the big mover, $3.70 now into $2.80, so 7 to 4. Once that 9 a.m. clicked over, they wanted to back that runner, $2.80. Chow Wolf, $8. Celestial Legend, $12. Amelia's Jewel, $18 as well there. Tom Kitten, $23. My Oberon probably wanted that Rain, $31. And Pericles, $34. But Pride of Jenny, your $2.20 favourite, but Fangirl might just start a bit shorter there. Ron Duffy's with Pride of Jenny to beat Fangirl. Brad's with Pride of Jenny to beat Fangirl. Chris, me and Chris are on the other team. Fangirl to beat Celestial Legend. And I'm with Fangirl to beat Pride of Jenny. But let's have a look at Fangirl last start. She had to overcome the pace, the bias, great late splits. This was a big, big win. Can she win it again? The King Charles 2 years in a row.
On the fence, Fangirl getting onto Royal Patronage's back, and Navajo Peaks last of all, but Major Bell's gone further in front up the rise by 3. Detonator Jack off the fence, who Gotcha's had it. Royal Patronage running on, and so's Fangirl on the outside. Major Bell's coming back to them. Here's Fangirl and Royal Patronage wide out. Fangirl moved up. Through the middle is My Oberon, but Fangirl, she bounces back. Shit, that's arrogant. She was toying with him at the end, and Fangirl, a brilliant winner of the 7 stakes.
Yeah, agree with Darren there late. She was arrogant. How she wanted to hold her head. She's just such a star mare, Fangirl. So 1,600 metres Randwick, Chris Swallow, grand final day. I'm going to put her on top as the exacta to beat the 9 Pride of Jenny, of course. But I'm not going to leave out the 6 Chow Wolf. I think he's being underestimated in the market. He's a very good horse on the way up since that gelding operation. So 10 has to win to beat the 9 and the 6. Hopefully you've got plenty of cash moving on into the last race, which will be the World Pool Handicap. We can go right on with it and then go and watch DJ Joel Corey after the last. Will Adele is your favourite though, $2.70 at the top of the market. Being quite well backed as well throughout betting, I must admit. So there was a deduction though, which was well timed. So do take note of that, punters, if you took that early price. To beat Estadio Mestea, $7. Iron Man, $9. Battleton, $10. Overriding, $11. Betar, $13. The international runner. Gembare, $17. He's got some great form for a race like this, and we'll see what the market does with it late. And Dalalat, $17. But Will Dow, coming off that last start win, James McDonald has always wanted to stay with this runner as well. So that's a big note in itself. But Ron Duffy does have Will Dow on top to beat the 14 Battleton. Now, Brad Gray's got Will Adele as his next best on the program. So all the Brad Gray believers will be chiming into the last race there to beat the 3 Ruby Flyer. Chris Root's Will Adele on top to beat the 10 Overriding. And myself, I just thought of Stadio Mastala, second preparation for Joe Pride. He seemed pretty confident this morning, listening to him as well. Really good late splits, bit of a hit and run. We'll found now at the $7. But this is that last start replay where you just see him out the back there, no luck, but he ducks through. He's third fastest final 200 metre split on the meeting.
Boy up the rise, led by a length on Moravia, getting closer. Straka's coming off heels. Briasa still trying the outside. He's trying really hard. It's Moravia in front from Straka and Briasa the outside. Moravia in front from Straka. Briasa's running wide and Straka charging through the middle. Late on the scene, Port Lockroy. Straka's won the last. Straka from Moravia. And what about the...
Yeah, it's more what he just did through the line. But I'm going to play a box Cronella, a couple of roughies here. Stadio Mastala, the 3 Ruby Fly, which is at big odds, ready to improve. The 6 Will Adele, the favourite, and 14 Battleton. Hopefully one of those 4 runners can run top 2. 4, 3, 6 and 14. Let's head off to a short break. On the other side of this, the most important part, the best bets, quaddies, and of course, the Jockeys Challenge. Lovely to have your company this morning, and we're going to go straight and have a look at the Jockeys Challenge and that man, James McDonald. You're getting a price though today, $2.40 at the top of the market. Blake Shin, who's a fantastic rider, $5. Jason Collett, $6. Any other jockey today, if you're looking away from the jockeys on page here, $7.50. Craig Williams, $9. Tommy Berry, $11. Karen McAvoy, $13. And Zach Lloyd, $18 down the bottom there. But I'm sure James McDonald's $2.40. A lot of punters out there will be happy to take that price, especially for such a big day. Let's have a look at the best bets, and introducing the Ron Duffy's best bet on the whole program is race 4, number 5, Hinged is his best. His value bet is race 3, number 10, Jellylicious. Brad Gray's best bet on the program, race 3, number 2, Dominator. Next best, race 10, number 6 there for Willie Dow. Chris Roots is going to the big race as his best bet on the program. He's extremely confident on race 7, number 8, Jolly Star, Chris Waller, James McDonald. His value bet, race 2, number 3, Ducasse, and I'm with 2 best bets. I couldn't really split them. Race 5, number 3, Front Page. Race 6, number 3, Southport Tycoon. If you made me split them, I would go Southport Tycoon at the price. So they're the best bets from the guys. Let's have a look at the quadrellas now. So Ron's going to spend $192. So he's 9, 8, 10 and 4. Race 8, 8, 11, 2 and 1. Race 9, 9 and 10. And then wide in the last race here. So 6, 14, 4, 10, 11 and 19. So $192 there for Ron Dufficy. Brad Gray's quadrella, the $144 for your 100%. Race 7, 10, 9, 4 and 11. Race 8, 1, 11, 8 and 3. Race 9, 9, 10 and 6. And coming home with 6, 3 and 4 in the last race there. Moving on to Chris's quad, he's spending the 54. He's confident, Chris. Race 7, 8, 10 and 2. Race 8, 11, 5 and 1. Race 9, 10, 7 and 8. And race 10, 6 and 10 there. 54 for your 100%, Chris Roots. Myself, I like going a little bit wider on these big days because we can get a good dividend with the pools being right up. Race 7, 10, 9, 11 and 8. Race 8, 11, 4 and 8. Race 9, 10, 9 and 6. Coming home a little bit wider. 4, 3, 6, 14 and 12. So $180 there for your 100%. That's all we have for today's tips this morning. On the other side of this will be Greg Radley and Corey Brown for an Everest special. I hope you have a great day. If you're getting out there, I hope you really enjoy it. But most of all, I hope you back a stack of winners on such a great day. Really looking forward to it.